Alright, what's up everybody? This is Mr. Din, and today I'm going to be talking to you about using a really cool application that we're going to be doing for a mini project called Paint 3D, which you can find by typing Paint 3D into your search bar and clicking the little icon that looks like this. And what Paint 3D is it is a evolution of Microsoft Paint that will allow us to not only do some 2D painting, but also we can do some basic 3D modeling. So when you click the icon for the application, you may be taken to a page that looks like this. And from here, we can click on the little new project button to be taken to our canvas. And just like Microsoft Paint or Photoshop, you have a variety of different virtual art tools that you can use to draw and paint in with a variety of different colors. In addition, you also have a variety of different shapes that you can use to create different shapes with different fills and strokes. Again, similar to what we did in Photoshop and Illustrator. But the cool thing about Paint 3D is, as the name implies, you can do some 3D modeling. So to access the 3D modeling tools, you're going to click on the 3D Shapes button at the top of your page. And on the right hand side of your screen, you'll have access to all these different 3D tools. So there's kind of two different ways of making 3D shapes and models in Paint 3D. The first are to use the kind of custom shapes and tubes. The second is to use more prefabricated ones. So there's three kind of tools that will let you create custom shapes. So the first is the tube tool, which you can select a kind of tube extrusion shape. From here, you can also change some other properties of the tube. But once you have your kind of properties set, you can then click and draw a line on your screen. And similar to the brush tool or pen tool in Illustrator, once you kind of draw your line, you'll be able to click on all these different nodes and manipulate it. But the cool thing about doing this is, like we said, I just created a 3D shape, which I can view by kind of manipulating my viewpoint and its orientation with these little buttons that I can access by clicking the select tool and clicking on the shape. So I can spin it around in different ways. I can move it forward and backward, and you can see I can move it so it's even behind my canvas or in front of it. And I can also click on this little 3D view button and hold down my right mouse button and scroll in and out with my mouse cursor to kind of view it from different angles as well. In addition, what I can do is I can also stretch out my shape, and if I view it from a different angle, I can kind of make it thicker as well to create a kind of different take on the shape. And again, just like in Photoshop, I can select the shape and hit delete, and it'll remove it if I don't like it. So in addition to using that tube tool, you have also access to the Sharp Edge Shape Creator, which will let you create a shape with kind of really sharp angled edge. Again, I can stretch it out in different ways by moving my camera around and rotating the object. Again, move it back and forth. I can also even edit its color after the fact to whatever I really want. In addition to, I can change the kind of reflective qualities of this shape to give it a more metal or more glossy or matte appearance. The last custom shape making tool you have is a 3D Doodle tool. That is the soft edge variation of this tool, which will let you, as the name implies, create a shape with a more soft or rounded edge opposed to that really sharp and harsh one that we saw on the other tool. Again, you can do all of the same things that you could do before. You can edit the color, you can stretch it out, all that fun stuff. But in addition to those kind of custom shape making tools, you also have access to these more prefab tools. So these will let you create things like little cylinders that I can move around. Again, stretch back and forth. And I can make them kind of intersect with my shape right here to combine them in a way. I can even click and copy and paste shapes by pressing Ctrl V and Ctrl C. I can go give this little shape some antennas. In addition to, one of the really cool features of this program is you can use all of these brush tools on the actual model that I created. So if I go and grab my little paintbrush tool, I can actually go ahead and maybe draw a face on the shape of this little guy, and oh man, look, it's a dog now. And this is essentially what we want you to do for class today, is start to use some of these 3D shape making tools. You can even combine them with the 2D tools to go and start making your kind of own 3D models. So you're going to have the entire class today to have studio time to make something using these 3D shape making tools. And once you do, you're going to go and eventually save your work as both a image and a 3D model or Paint 3D project. So to save it as an image, I'm going to click on the little Save Image button. It'll allow me to adjust the angle that I want to save my image as. And when I click OK, it'll save my image as a PNG. Conversely, I can also go to Menu, Save As, and save this as a Paint 3D project. And this is kind of like our PSD or Adobe Illustrator file. But again, at this point, we want you to go type Paint 3D into your search bar, open up the application, create a new project, and start to mess around with these different 3D doodling and prefab modeling tools. So we're excited to see what you create, and we're going to be using this program throughout the week on this little mini project that we're going to talk about at the end of today's class.